Hi, YouTube family. Miss Margaret back here again. So, this is part two of my spiritual encounters, my out of body spiritual encounters with another angel. And so, like I said, the first encounter with those three angels was kind of shocking to me, and I thought I was dying, but they only came to teach me something. It took me years to learn the lessons that they came to teach me. But this is my second encounter, and I remember I was going through a dark, very dark time in my life. And I was still in my 20s. And I get to realize that having fun the way I was having fun wasn't really working out for me in my life, especially in my spiritual life. Some of the people you brought into your life that you think they love you and they want to do this and they want to do that for you, but it was like attracting negative energies into my life, to the point where I said to myself, is this why I came here to Canada? I should have stayed where I was. And yes, I was working, yes, I was able to pay my bills and take care of myself, but I wasn't happy. I wasn't happy at all. And I remember one night, I pay attention to dreams, I pay attention to visions, because I know that sometimes I'm being warned. And sometimes in the natural realm, you think everything is a-okay. I can do this, I can go here, I can do that, I could hang around with this group, I could hang around with the next group. But when you get in the spiritual realm, the spiritual realm is more real than this natural realm that you see and you can hear with your eyes. And I had to learn that through hard lessons. And so this night, I remember I was in this dream. And I was in a deep, deep pit. And I was being attacked by evil spirits. And I could not get out of this pit. Every time I tried to climb up, because it was this muddy pit, deep in the earth, huge pit. And I'm trying to claw my way out. And every time I try to claw my way out, I fall right back down this pit. And these things keep coming after me to hurt me and to kill me. And I started crying and I started saying, help, help. And they were more or less just looking at me and laughing at me, but slowly coming towards me, until I back up to one of the walls of this muddy, nasty looking pit. And something in the back of my mind said, call Archangel Michael. And immediately I start to yell out of this pit, and I'm looking up to heaven. And I say, Archangel Michael, Archangel Michael, Archangel Michael. 3 times I'm yelling at him. And I'm yelling out his name. And you see, as soon as I call the 3rd time, now, I do not know who told me to call Archangel Michael. All I knew when I read the Bible, I see he was a warring angel and he's fighting and all this kind of thing. And that's what the little knowledge that I had then about this Archangel Michael and fighting, that he's the leader of the army in heaven. That was all I know. And I'm gonna tell you this. It's like this had happened yesterday, like I said before. I'm looking up in heaven. I am saying to myself in my natural brain, do angels really respond when they hear you calling them for help? And I'm going to tell you this. I'm looking up in heaven after I call Archangel Michael's name the 3rd time. And it was as if someone opened a huge door in the sky. I saw a huge door open in the sky. And now I'm looking. And my mouth dropped open. I'm shocked. And I saw from that distance, way up in the sky, in the heavens, I saw somebody put their foot down on the earth. I am getting scared now, because I'm going to tell you the part of the one foot that came through this door that was open in the sky, in the heavens. Afterwards, I'm thinking, but I never know there are doors in the sky that we cannot see. And the part of the one foot, because the other foot was up in heaven, and it's like somebody just put their foot down and just brace on the foot that they put down. And I'm looking at this huge foot. On the feet, there is like sandals. And the sandals look like, in the Roman days, how they wear like leather sandals that has this crisscross leather, and then they push their toe in, and it's made in those days, like some of the soldiers, they used to wear that type of sandals. But this sandals wasn't made from leather that this archangel had. It looked to me like gold. Then it looked to me like brass. And I'm going to tell you, the only part of the foot that came down from that distance in heaven through the door was his knee going down to his foot. You hear what I'm saying? It wasn't his whole leg, because that's all I'm saying, a knee going down to the sole of his feet. And in my brain, I couldn't even fathom it. It was after I came out of the dream. And then I heard this loud voice, Did you call me? I jumped. I said, yes, yes, Archangel Michael. These evil spirits are trying to kill me. Look, look, look. Then I realized when I looked around for these things, they were gone. I was the only person in this pit. I said, wow. So when I'm telling him, look, 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 there was nobody there. It was me alone in this pit. And immediately, it's like I was pulled out of this pit. And then he said, here, use this. And he drew his foot back up, and the door slammed in heaven. And I jumped up out of the dream. I was so shocked, I couldn't even go back to sleep. I kept thinking, what was that? In my head, I'm thinking, how huge is Archangel Michael? If I'm looking at the distance from the sky to earth, and all I'm seeing is your knee down to the sole of your feet. How huge is this angel? How big is this angel? And I woke up. And that was my second encounter with this time an archangel. Thank you. Stay tuned for part 3.